sickle cell. It's a trait that I carry and my wife carries. So every pregnancy we have 1 in 4 chances of our son getting the sickle cell. So we always believe that nothing happens by chance, and that even having Ryan, we always thought that if we could not handle it, God would never give it to us. So whilst we were going through it, we did what they call HLA typing to find out who would be a match for Ryan, and it turns out Ethan was a match for him and nobody else.
Yeah, he's still a baby, and you can't explain things to him. He wouldn't even understand you. But the day he was going for the surgery, that same day he was also going for the surgery. So 2 of them were both having surgery at the same time. And that was the first day I saw the doctor laughing, because anytime you go there, it's like he will explain things to you. The way the process is very hard and it's risky and all those stuff. So I saw him laughing and I was glad. He said everything went on successfully, and he was even surprised that everything was smooth.
Unfortunately, my son had gotten sick when he was 20 months old, and like many of the kids, we thought it was a flu, and it spiraled, and we ended up here not knowing anything about the Ronald McDonald house, but he was going to be in the hospital for an extended period of time. So we walked over here and found out that we could stay here so that we could still be close to him. When we couldn't be with him, at least we'd have a place to come back and rest our heads for a few hours. It was hard because our daughter, who's 13 now, was 5 at the time, so we had to leave her for the time, but we knew we had to stay here with him until he got healthy. So it was good and bad, but it ended up being good because it's a wonderful place. I mean, it was nice and comforting to come back here. You don't want to leave your child side in the hospital, but you knew you could come back here and get a warm meal or a bed to lay in or a friendly face to talk to.
There was just a lot of chaos and unknown. And when we found out Shane was going to be in the hospital for a while, we really didn't know what to do. You know, where are we going to stay? How does this all work? And we heard from, I believe it was somebody that was at the hospital that wasn't even really a worker there. I think they had a child at the hospital too that, you know, go next door to the Ronald McDonald house and you can stay there. So I walked over actually with my dad because they met us down here. My mom and dad met us down here, and we came in and they explained to us the process and how much it is, and we walked into an unknown house, and I think the best way to explain it is after 28 days it really became a home more than a house.
They were awesome. I mean, they would do whatever they needed to make you feel comfortable. It was never a doubt of, feeling uncomfortable asking them for something. They'd go out of their way just to make sure that, your needs were met, because they knew what you were going through and wanted to make a bad thing into a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, the people that work here are like angels. I mean, they really are. And when you can share an experience like this with other families, there's just a comfort level. And it's a really hard thing to explain when you're sitting around the table with other families that are going through a tragedy. But there's a calm and a peace that it brings. And if you were to stay at a hotel, you would never experience that. And we weren't looking for that. We were so grateful when we found it.
The most important job in the morning is to come in and get the coffee started.
I'm cooking breakfast for the people who stay here because I stayed here for 111 days when I was in the hospital, and it was wonderful having different meals with me all the time.
Our niece, actually, when she was a little girl, was over at the DMC, and her mother stayed here at the Ronald McDonald house during that time. She had an asthmatic condition. And then, actually, I went to Wabash College in Indiana, and once a year we pick a local charity to volunteer for. It's called Wabash Day. So all the local alums get together and we chip in, and this year we picked Ronald McDonald House. So happy to be here. Great place.
Take your mark. Go.
Well, Noah was diagnosed with medulloblastoma, which is a rare form of brain cancer, in 2009. He went through treatment in 2009, 2010. When he was finishing treatment in October of 2010, Renee thought it would be a good idea to organize something to give back and help raise awareness for brain tumor research, and that's how it got started.
You see the donation bins and you hear about it, and you see Ronald with a child, and so you have somewhat of a visual knowledge of the place, but you never really. I wish there was a better way for everybody to understand what a magical place this is.
If this place wasn't here, I don't know what else our situation would have been, because here we are in the middle of a country far away from home and don't have any family support. You know, this is all we have, me, my sons, and my wife. And, you know, it's like, what are we gonna do, you know, if we didn't have this place? You know, so, I mean, the only thing, I don't think I love this house, but the only thing I can say is just to say thank you to Ronald McDonald's house, you know, for what they do for the families that really need them.